Welcome guys back to patch 0.8 part 2. Thank you guys for keeping up with me, and let's begin and continue with the patch and all of the exciting things that it has brought with itself. They also said that there is now better log animation. The positioning looks a little better, a little closer to the camera. They really need to work on the thumbs and the nails, and slightly reduce the hands and the oiliness on it. But as you can see, the animation is very nice nonetheless. One log, two log. This is how it looks like when you hold the logs during the day. As you can see, not that much different from when you're holding them at night. Now, after you kill a cannibal, there was a new item introduced. If you hold the cannibal's head, by opening the inventory and clicking the head, and then cooking it on a fire. In few moments, this very interesting head will turn into, well, a nice crispy skull. I know it might take a while, especially when you're waiting for something to happen. As you can see, the skin is now burning off. They have several animations added, so you know how far it's done, it's processed. As you can see, the skin has burned off. Definitely looks different. We're gonna add some more leaves, speed up the process, hopefully. Ooh, that is not good. And voila! We got ourselves a nice little skull. Let's check. Oh, see, now when they dim the inventory, this is what happens at night. You can't see anything at all. And you could pretty much also attack with this skull. Also, it was implemented that when now you kill an enemy, you're able to take their club. Now all I gotta do is bait him in. Come in, come on, my little friend. You wanted this delicious little leg right here? And for some weird reason, when he dies, he becomes naked. Now you could also obtain their club. Once you have the club in your possession, you can now equip it. As you can see, this club is really nice looking. You got a hands holding a skull and a stick, and it could do some pretty serious damage. For example, but for some reason, when you do impact the mobs, there isn't any sound from the fact that you have impacted them with the mace. It seems to be that there's a little glitch, and you could finish off the mobs by stabbing them in the head with the bottom of the stick. Well, their own mace, which doesn't seem to actually do anything currently. Or that. I'm sure that will be changed soon, and especially this guy turning, well, naked upon death. Also, Seems that when you stab something, it perpetually keeps spawning rocks. And somehow mobs are able to push you around. As you can see, stab, oops, and manage to destroy it. Well, basically every time you stab in the head, a rock pops out. Go figure. Must be a glitch within the system. Now, once you have, of course, the stick, our wonderful stick, you would right-click the stick, and of course, you would right-click the skull. You would obtain, well, basically a weapon. Which seems to be very hard to select. But once you do, you have a very nice skull on a stick. And, of course, the same thing happens with this skull stick. When you stab a mob, as you can see, it spawns a rock, for whatever odd reason. Same effect happens whenever you attack any mob with this gesture. Also, the sound from the impact is also missing the same way as it is with the mace. For example, oh no, the sound has returned. I wonder if it will allow me to finish off the mob. And it does. Well, I stand corrected. With this one, there seems to be a sound. Seems to be having slight difficulties earlier where I was not getting any sound while hitting with this. I've tried hitting with the mace again several times before I started hitting with this mace, and there still seems no sound. That's why I assumed my sound did not return where I used the skull stick. Even though I really like the graphical design on it, there seems to be now working sound. We could definitely, well, not them, but definitely give it a try fighting somebody. Now we will check out if my sound on my skull stick has restored. No, it still doesn't seem like there is any impact sound. And as usual, we can spawn more rocks. They have also, from what the patch says, have improved the way the armor looks on you, on your hands. These are gloves. Also, this is how the character looks like when he's covered in mud. I managed to achieve this by when it's raining and basically running through a muddy environment. This also, on the side, it says that this also improves the stealthing ability, that you can now approach the characters much closer and take them out. But as of now, I've been having kind of difficulty with stealthing. Since this patch actually has been released, I'm sure there'll be a short patch. After trying to build, for example, spikes that they have added with this patch, I'm having great difficulty. I restarted the game, checked my files, and it seems that, well, you can't put down the spikes. Also checked the forums, I'm not the only person having it, so it's actually becoming now a known issue. The same issue seems to be, well, happening with the tree houses. For example, if I would take the tree house from right over here, any of these tree houses, and would of course try to place it on any of these trees which have previously been able to place on them, including the fact that there is a ton of room around that tree, so it's not really overlapping with anything. As you can see, Once I come next to it, before it used to just turn green. Now it's completely staying red. Rotating it also does not seem to help. I have tried this on multiple type of trees. All of the trees that I've tried, I was able to cut them down. Again, I don't know if I'm pretty sure I'm not doing anything wrong. I can't seem to put it down, considering the fact that if I would take the alpine half, me to place it down anywhere. As you can see, nothing is happening. It's not turning green, or white, or saying, that there's any kind of problems with it. It's not giving me any options whatsoever. I'm able to select a building while swinging at the same time. For example, if I would select something else, as you can see, for me to put a shelter, R and E appears perfectly, and if I would click E, it would place it down. Unfortunately, with the tree houses, it doesn't seem to have the same effect. With the cabin, I can easily place this down, including many other objects. And of course, this is the newly implemented defensive spike barrier. For if you want to see if it works, here they detect you, but they don't seem to do anything. Once they have the aggro, and again, as you could hear, the music got very serious, it doesn't seem like the spikes are stopping them in any way. They still behaving normally like they usually do. After restarting the game several times, I managed to finally get the ability to build the spiked wall. I'm gonna put it for fun right here, and of course show you guys how it looks in just a second. And I'm really not sure why that animation happens when you're trying to put things down. Also, I've noticed that now, before you start building something, you have now the garbage can ability that you would notice in the mid of my screen, right next to my X in my right hand. To the left of the X, the little C, the garbage can. Now you could destroy what you have put down if you don't like the location that you have put it down in. Also now, when you come up to a tree and begin chopping it, you would notice that on your bottom left corner it says 3 tree sap collected. Basically, per each hit, you have a chance of obtaining tree sap. They have also added another new buildable item, the bonfire. If you would click B, and you of course would go to your fires, and then you would go to the top fire, sorry about that, you will be able to build a bonfire. After you have built it, now it's time to light up this bad boy. As you can see, there are no really fire effects for some reason. Even though my character can't seem to get near it, I instantly start getting burned. The effect is very minor on the inside. As you can see, all of my options except for motion blur are set to the fullest. And unfortunately, it seems that it's the patch's issue. But I'm sure that it will be fixed. Thank you guys for tuning into episode 2, and episode 3 will be the conclusion of the patch 0.8. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you've been enjoying the show.